We were made to be courageous.
I want to thank you all for being here on Father's Day with us as we honor not only our fathers, but our husbands and grandfathers and men in general. And I'm sitting here where several months ago, probably February, March of last year, Pastor first asked me about being over our men's ministry. And I had come up to the altar, he was sitting here, and I had come up just to ask him another question. And he asked me about it, and he didn't know that the Lord had already been dealing with me about men's ministry. And so it was just the Lord working on both ends. But we reorganized our men's ministry, got a great group of men, I got a great leadership team, and we have so many men who are just willing to give their time, their energy. We've completed numerous projects, not only here at the church and at the church property, but at the Bamberg Church of God, the Barnwood Church of God. But to me, the best part is just the times when the men are around one another, enjoying food and fellowship, and just talking to one another, learning about each other and getting to know one another, and to realize that I'm not the only man going through some of the struggles that I go through, that there are other men out there who go through struggles in their lives and in their families that are the same as the ones I'm going in. And just to know that there are men out there that I can share my problems with and struggles with, and they pray for me. And we try to lift each other up. And one of our verses is the verse that says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another." And that's what we try to do. We try to sharpen each other. And we're here today just to honor all men, and particularly our fathers. And we're just so glad that you're here with us today, and we thank you for being here. A few months after we reorganized our men's ministry, the movie Courageous came out. And one of the local churches in Spartanburg County provided tickets to any employee in Spartanburg District 4 who wanted to go. And Alicia and I were planning on going, but we didn't get to because one of the kids were sick. But I kept hearing people talk about how good the movie was and how it impacted them. And even men talking about, men that wouldn't normally cry, talking about crying at the movie. So a few weeks later, Alicia and I went, and I can honestly say that the movie changed my life. It's a movie about 4 different dads in different stages of their lives and families, and about how they made a resolution to where they realized that they were just being dads that were just good enough, and they didn't want to do that anymore. But it's a very powerful movie, and one of the most powerful scenes from the movie, one of the dads was at a bank similar to this, and his daughter had gotten out of the car when her favorite song came on the radio, and wanted the dad to dance with her, and he didn't. And later on in the movie, his daughter was killed, and he went back to that same spot to dance with his daughter, even though she wasn't there. But a very powerful part of the movie. And it affected me because I remembered all the times when my little girl, she would ask me to dance. And so many times that I wouldn't dance with her. And then I made it up in my mind that I didn't want to do that anymore, that life was too short, that I wasn't going to settle for just being just good enough, that I wanted to be the best dad that I could be. And seeing the movie Courageous, it really impacted me and made a powerful change in my life. After I saw the movie, I thought this is a movie that every man, every father, every husband, every grandfather, even teenage boys who would still be out here playing high school baseball and not yet married or not yet fathers, it was a movie that they needed to see. So I talked to Pastor about us showing the movie at church, just so that we could get as many men in to see it from our church or outside of our church as we can. So we decided to show it. And then he and I also talked about studying this resolution and getting into God's Word to see what His Word says about being a godly father, a godly husband. And so we decided to do that. And Pastor said that it would be great if we could time the study of this resolution and kind of end it so that we could have our very own resolution ceremony on Father's Day. So here we are on Father's Day, and this is our resolution ceremony. What you're going to see today is a group of men who decided that they weren't happy being just a good enough father or grandfather. They wanted to be more. They wanted to be the best father, husband, grandfather that they could possibly be. So for the past 5 months, they've studied God's Word, went through this resolution, to see what God says about being a godly father and a godly husband. And they're here today to make that commitment that they're not going to live life for themselves anymore, but they're going to live life for God and for their family. So that's what you're seeing today, is this group of men who, as we're here on the track at the Woodruff Middle School, that realizes it's not a sprint, but it's a marathon. That every day they're going to do everything that they can to draw themselves closer to God so that He can help them to be the husband and the father that they need to be. So we're glad you're joining us today at our resolution ceremony, and we just want to thank all of these men that are making that commitment today to resolve to be the best husband, to be the best father that they can be.